Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Learning Room. This is Lecture 10 of our crash course in Morphology. This lecture is Part 2 of the topic word formation processes, which was introduced in Part 1, Lecture 9. If you have not watched Lecture 9 yet, please make sure to watch it first. Word formation processes is a core topic in morphology. In this lecture, we will explore how languages create new words. So let's get started. Derivation. Adding prefixes or suffixes to create new words is known as derivation. Addition of prefixes with an existing word changed the meaning of the word, and addition of suffixes with an existing word changed the grammatical category of the word. For example, the word unhappy unprefix has changed the meaning of the word. Whereas word happiness, addition of suffix ness at the end of word has changed the grammatical category of the word. It was adjective first, and after the addition, it became noun. Let's move on to inflection. Adding grammatical suffixes at the end of an existing word to make a new form of the word is known as inflection word formation process. The created word is not considered as a new word, because this word already exists in the system of the language, and this process just helps to make a new form of the same word. That can represent time, tense, and number. For example, word cars is formed by the existing word car with the addition of grammatical suffix s at the end, and this new form of the word shows the numbers. Likewise, played is formed from play. Next is conversion. Conversion is the process in which new words are created by using a word in new functions, like by shifting, changing, or converting its original grammatical class to another class without any change in its form. In short words, we can say changing word class without changing form. For example, word Google is a noun, but the same word is also used as verb. Like, I Google it. Here in this sentence, the word Google is used as a verb. So is word email and others. This process has other names also like functional shift and zero derivation. Coinage, word formation process, is also known as invention. It is the process whereby new words are created outright, either deliberately or accidentally, to fit some purpose. Usually, words are coined to express new ideas, processes, products, etc. in the language. For example, brand names such as Xerox, Kodak, and nylon. It is worth pointing out that the invention of new words is sometimes based on existing words, such as Jell-O on gel, Kleenex on clean. However, words are more often created out of thin air, without basing on any other pre-existing word. Now let's discuss back formation. It is the process by which new words are formed by the deletion of a supposed affix from an already existing word. This process normally involves the transformation of one part of speech into another. For example, the verbs pedal, edit, hawk, and enthuse have been created from the pre-existing nouns peddler, editor, hawker, enthusiasm, respectively. The nouns have been thought to be derivatives of verbs on the analogy of cases such as revision and creation, etc. Up next is abbreviation. An abbreviation is any shortened form of a word or phrase. Let's look at more detailed version. An abbreviation is made from initial letters, but pronounced letter by letter, not as a word. It is also known as initialism or capitalism. For example, United States of American is a complete name of a country, and to make it short, we use first initial of each word in capital form to shorten the name of country. And we say USA, which is an abbreviation because the three initial are pronounced by letters, not as word. United Kingdom is another example of the same case, and UK is the abbreviation. So as the kilogram and kg is the abbreviation of it. Let's talk about acronyms now. Acronym is formed from the initial letters of phrases or words and is pronounced as a word. And the word created by this process is called acronym. And an acronym word functions as a noun. For examples, acronym NASA is the short form of National Aeronautics and Space Administration, as it can be seen clearly that initial letters from each word have been taken in capital form, and by combing them make up the acronym word NASA. Another example is NATO. It is short form of North Atlantic Treaty Organization, etc. But remember, all acronyms are abbreviations, but not all abbreviations are acronyms. Now let's take a look at the difference between acronym and abbreviation. An acronym is a type of abbreviation formed from the initial letters of a multi-word expression and pronounced as a single word. Example, laser, light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Whereas, an abbreviation is a shortened form of a word or phrase, often using initial letters, but it is pronounced letter by letter, not as a word. Example, PC, personal computer. In linguistics, acronyms behave like lexical items because they function and are pronounced like ordinary words, whereas abbreviations retain the pronunciation of individual letters. Next is reduplication. Reduplication consists in the repetition of all or of part of a root or stem to form new words. It is a process of forming new words by repeating the same word again. For example, bye-bye, night, night, slowly, slowly. In these examples, the entire root is repeated again. English language makes use of reduplication very sporadically. Reduplication word formation process has two types. 1. Total reduplication, 2. Partial reduplication. First type is total reduplication. It is a process of forming new words by doubling an entire word. Total reduplication is extremely rare in English language. Total reduplication is fairly frequent in Indonesian, Tojo label, Mexico, Hausa, Sudan, and Hawaiian languages. And second type is partial reduplication. It is a process of forming new words by doubling a part of a word. In English language, partial reduplication is a little bit more common. For example, Humpty Dumpty, Fiddle Faddle, Hocus Pocus, Kit Kat, Chit Chat. In these all words, it can be seen that beside the first letter sound, rest of the sounds are same in the repeated words. Onomatopoeia. This is a special type of word formation process in which a word is created by imitating a natural sound or the sound associated with an object. To put it into easy words, language copies real-world noises and turns them into vocabulary. For example, the clock makes tick-tock sound and this sound is used as a word. And when this sound is used as a word is to refer the clock. Exactly like this bees make buzz sound. Knocking sound is bang, cicadas make hiss sound, and frying or cooking sound is sizzling. And the last word formation process we will discuss in this lecture, that is eponymy. It is a word formation process in which a new word is derived from a proper noun, usually the name of a person, place, brand, or character. In simple terms, when someone or something becomes so famous that their name turns into a common word. For example, Washington, D.C. has been named for George Washington and District of Columbia for Christopher Columbus. That's all for today's lecture. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next lecture. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them. Your feedback really matters to us. So let us know whether these lectures are helpful and how we can make them even better. Your room to learn is just a click away. Like and subscribe today.